and this is yours.
Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It's a great honor to be here at the Rise of AI, and all of you, I would like to say thank you for joining this talk. And I don't want to disappoint you. This is not about techniques or technical stuff or the next benchmark we're going to break. What I am, I'm a great enthusiast in AI, and I sometimes wonder why these systems will not be used by every one of us. I think we all are here in the rise of AI, and we believe in the AI adoption and the transformation and disruption we are in. But sometimes I believe we forget about the normal humans, about the people who are going to use these systems. We are engineers. I'm a computer scientist. And we at Windmöller Hölscher, we are a machine building factory company, German Mittelstand. And we came to the same problem. We have good systems very, very often, and we have a good solution in AI. But what is needed, I believe we need a better story. We need a mascot, something which gives orientation and helps each other to go further in the AI adoption. So a few words about me, not so much. Swarm intelligence, football playing robots. I've been a leader for robotics and machine vision, so very technical everything, until I got a job at W&H, Windmöller Hölscher. And right now I'm with Windmöller Hölscher since more than 10 years and have, beside other jobs, the co-lead for the AI Center of Excellence. So, but who are we? We are here since more than 150 years. So we are a company which started with steam building machines, steam-powered machines. So this was the first thing we have done. So and we been through several disruption since electrical revolution and so on. And right now we are in Industry 4.0. And we are a global leader. I think every one of you have touched today a product of us. So we make products or machine-produced products which protect goods, protect food. And we are a global leader for that. So no one else is selling more of these machines than us. So, but I think typical in Germany, typical German Mittelstand, we are a hidden champion. And we are always here for a better solution. This is something which is kind of a DNA from us. We are not selling machines. We are not selling products. We are here to help our customers for good solutions. We won't leave when the machine is delivered or commissioned. No, we just leave when the customer gets the best out of its machine. And since we are very successful, we have grown very much. And I think it's also typical for every one of us, for every German Mittelstand. We have doubled revenue during the last decade, employees grown, global connected hubs. And since we are in Germany, we are, let's say, more than 2,000 people, and all around the world, more than 1,500. And this leads to a challenge. And I believe most of you who are working in such a medium or larger company are facing the same challenge. The growth and complexity we are in. So the complexity rose because of regulatories, because of technical advancements, because of global conflicts, and of course because of IT systems. I sometimes believe IT systems do not help. If I'm saying to our people, hey, let's introduce a better system, a new system, they're saying, forget about that. I just have 15 systems, which each of every one must be used, and I'm totally lost in these complexity things. So the people are overwhelmed about the systems we are bringing them. We are not bringing them solutions, and remember, we as W&H are always here for solutions. And of course, we also observe that we have to grow more efficient. The market pressure is very high, even for our specialized products. We feel that very much. And we must more efficient. One employee must earn more money than in the past, and I think it even counts more in the future. And this great growing in complexity, of course, we would say, okay, come on, let's use AI to make lives better. And let's see how we tried that. One step, one thing is also counts for complexity. Since we have grown very much, we tried, as typical good Germans, to document everything in every single step. Me as a manager, as a leader, I love that because I say, okay, everything is under control. Okay, come on, here, there's a process diagram, you must exactly know what to do. But is that true? I don't believe that. Because who, as a human, wants to have a question be answered by looking at a wallpaper of diagrams? That's not the way humans are. I believe humans are other than that. These are good systems or good tools for computers. And so we believe that we must need a bridge from this complexity, and such diagrams even, let's say, takes care of even more complexity and not helping people. So we need a bridge, and a good idea to have a bridge is the use of AI. And we have discussed, let's say, very much of topics right now, and I believe that large language models or other foundation models are very good in transforming these data, complex data, to make it more understandable. This is good for, let's say, big data like Excel sheets or timescale databases and so on. But I also believe that we can use these systems to make processes more understandable. So, and this is what we have done, and this won't be so much technical, but two technical sides, if you don't mind. Of course, we know about all these kind of things, and it has been worked very, very well. So, lots of data engineering inside of that, and large language models and so on. And this is not simply RAG, not simply retrieval augmented generation we use, but these process diagrams are being built with JSON files. And it was a great topic for us, together with SVA, to transform these data in human understandable data. And lots of other things, like infrastructure, system engineering, and so on. But for a human, that's all under the hood. It must work seamlessly. I think that's the first point. You need good systems which work seamlessly so that you have a good user experience at the beginning. And yeah, let's have a look a level deeper, like multi-agent systems. I think most of you know about what multi-agent systems are. But for those who don't know about that, multi-agent systems are with multi-agents. And each agent does have some specific skills. And some will have, let's say, the knowledge of pre-processed data. Some knows about other databases. And in front of that, there's always a delegation agent, so-called delegation agent. And this agent takes care of understanding the user's requests. It would be good, let's say, if the agent knows that if I'm asking, hey, what is my next step to be done, that he needs to ask agent 1 because he knows about the process and knows exactly how to answer this question. Another question would be, like, give me an overview about the process. So, and the delegation agent, all of these kind of things will be aggregated and be answered in a good user interface. Since we have that, suddenly we are able to answer these simple questions. Is the software release already approved? And usually, we would have to have a look at a wallpaper full of processes. And once again, I believe people are not working that way. People need simple answers for that. And of course, it has to be friendly and so on. And then I believe we are going to have a better quality because people are working accordingly to our good German processes. And we have the best out of the machine in quality and cost efficiency and so on. So that worked very well. But then once again, we were thinking about, okay, this worked good, but I don't know about you. I still don't understand why people are not using ChatGPT or these kind of tools. And I was a little bit worried about that. And of course, we had discussions with people in user experience phases and so on, and user stories, and also with the Works console, like, of course, you have to be compliant with these kind of things. And they say, what does GPT even mean? People don't understand that. People don't understand what GPT means. We, as a tech elite for AI literacy word, we know what a GPT is, or maybe we believe we know what it is, but we don't want to call it W&H GPT. We need an interface which is very good, and we need an interface which is as good as we would have been done it to our customers. What would the customers think about that? And we must think about as our employees, as the customers. So, and I like the Apple AI thing very much for the rest of us. And we, as 3,500 people, need something which gives orientation, better orientation. So let me introduce to you WINNI. Of course, WINNI lives in Microsoft Teams, like everyone else is here in Microsoft Teams. And the communication takes place in Microsoft Teams anyway. So please, don't make another system. Whereas also make a Slack interface or whatever, Slack integration. This is where everything happens, where I'm communicating with my people, with my colleagues, even with Eileen, I'm communicating in Microsoft Teams. And so please use that and make it as easy as possible. Not another system break, not another system. And I think WINNI does not look like a foreign artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, for the normal people, this is like an alien out of space. The first time, I don't know, when you were using ChatGPT, I was completely blown away. I could not understand it. And even I'm a computer scientist. I know a little bit how this works. But normal people, I think they're afraid of that. It's something completely foreign. It does not create familiarity, something which is normal and harmless and so on. And what I also like, and this is a quote from people, they love WINNI. They say, I'm loving WINNI. Who would say I'm loving Copilot or SAP? I don't believe that anyone would say that. So a good emotional response, and like a teammate. You know, you are not get angry at a teammate because he sometimes makes mistakes. No, like a teammate, like someone who can call you, you can call for a specific topic like explaining processes, but not the almighty AI. And once again, yeah, of course, it's built for humans and not for our techies. I think we techies, we are fine enough in this AI thing. And we made her or him, we are not sure about his gender, we made her young. Because a younger penguin, I think you sometimes forgive mistakes. She's not perfect. Our AI systems are not perfect. We are in a journey with AI, and we are hoping to have it perfect in the future. And something which is also very important, it's okay for WINNI not to know. So you can ask WINNI something which you don't understand, and you can keep asking and keep asking and keep asking, and WINNI will always be kind to you. It's not like asking your boss about a process. I think the boss would say, okay, come on, he does not deserve a raise or something. And since we believe that WINNI must be a young penguin, it's that we want everyone at W&H, at Windmöller Hölscher, to raise her, to feed her, to educate her, to give her more knowledge about the things we are doing and helping each other to be WINNI a better penguin, a better assistant for all of us. So a few examples for a day in the life with WINNI. I think this is quite familiar. Right now you can question these questions, ask these questions. What needs to be done after the software release is completed? And of course WINNI knows about that. And she's saying, okay, after release is finished, it must be tagged as stable and so on. So, but does that really help? No, because you can, after then, of course, you can ask WINNI, hey, explain it like I'm a 5-year-old. This is normal, I think. It's not magic. It's normal large language model functionalities. But of course, you can do that. And right now, I believe even my kids knows how to tag a software version as stable. So just keep asking, be friendly, and be kind to each other. And there it is. Yeah, this is, let's say, one of key message sending to you. Please think about the normal people. Build systems which are for every one of us. And think of humanity and of human-centered solutions. It's not only counts for AI, I think it's for every solution. And I think we as Windmöller Hölscher, we know about that very well because we build solutions for people and for our customers. And what is also very important, I believe it's very important, is that we need something to integrate the system like a brand, like a new product, like a good marketing We have cups, we have T-shirts, we have stickers, everyone, like you can stick it all around at WNH. Please ask Winnie, ask Winnie, ask Winnie. And of course, let's say we at the Rise of AI, we are here to help to make a better AI literacy. This must be at everyone in our society. And not only the young people, not only the techies, but every one of us must learn how to use these systems. And we need barriers which are as low as possible and as friendly as possible. Good, so and what is the future with Winnie? This is just a saying we're having. Isn't that a task for Winnie? So everyone must ask him or herself, what am I doing the whole day? So Winnie gives orientation. So, and everyone can ask himself, hey, isn't that a task which Winnie cannot be used? And we have lots and lots of use cases. And we made it that easy that you can talk to Winnie, and the use case implementation is quite easy for us. Good, so, and of course in the future, who are, let's say, the people who deserve the best knowledge for all of us, I think our service technicians. We have more than 400 of them. They're traveling all around the world because we are a global player. They don't see their families for days. They are traveling, let's say, more than 250 days a year. And of course, this is the next step we are going to do. So this will help our service technicians when they get the best of the knowledge. And on the other hand, we also believe that our systems for our customers. As I said, I believe in the transformable power of these systems. And sometimes our machines, which are, let's say, 15 meters in length and 7 meters in height and so on, are large, complex industrial machines. And we are going to simplify the interaction with these machines, with the interaction of all the data, like all the industrial IoT data. So you can simply ask, how was the last shift? What are ways to improve? And we have showcased that on the last trade fair, and I believe in the future we're going to have that even more. So, and once again, this is a symbol for us, a symbol for the AI transformation, and Winnie is getting more and more important for us. And we need a good way to operate these kind of things, and Eileen is going to show us how this will work.
Oops.
Sorry.
Thank you. So what also lies within the close future is the next big chapter of the EU AI Act coming into force in August. And with it, we need to decide which of our models counts as high risks. And Winnie isn't really in that category. No one's life or livelihood depends on its output. And there is no strict regulatory mandate beyond being transparent that this is a model and not a human being. So you might want to ask, why is then AI governance in this talk at all? So Jürgen, as you already said, how much do you depend on Winnie being reliable in your day-to-day operations?
Yeah, right now, I think it's okay if she's sometimes wrong, but in the future, they must be more reliable, these systems.
So, and this is where AI governance comes into place. By covering a lot of those topics, like fairness, accountability, and so on, you probably also cover most of the things that the EU AI Act is now requiring for more high-risk models. So this is not only required by the EU AI Act, but it also is really just best practices, in my view, for very complex, productive AI systems. And that is actually not really something new. Machine learning teams have done this in the past by applying machine learning operations. But there's a little bit of a change now. There is a lot more non-technical stuff that needs to be aware of what's going on and be deeper involved in risk management. And because we haven't already talked about enough buzzwords today, there's another one I want to introduce to you called LLMOps, which is more focused on large language models and their specific nature. And there is a lot of old stuff that we know from MLOps, like automation and version control, for example. You still need to track your models, your data, your code, and you want to do it as automated as possible, especially if you want to compare runs or rollback runs. But there's also a lot of new tasks on the plate, like, for example, prompt and context management. You really want to track your prompt and context windows as closely as you do model code, because slight changes will drastically alter responses. And I don't know if you have experience already, but if you tested out different models from different suppliers that are comparable, then you probably figured out they do have their own personality. They are not interchangeable, let alone new versions of the same model. And for response quality evaluation, the problem is that the output is inherently non-deterministic. So the same input will lead to different outputs. That's the whole idea of large language model as well. And you still want to track the standard quantitative metrics like rouge, bleu, coherence, and so on, but you will have additional challenges, for example, a human in the loop, and especially an informed human in the loop, and also something like hallucination detection and so on. And I could have a completely separate talk, just talking 30 minutes about the safety requirements for LLMs. So if you want to incorporate all of those things into a newly designed system, already existing one, then you need to consider all those points. And with Windmöller Hölscher, for example, you already have a very comprehensive technical setup, so that addresses most of those points. However, there is still lack of visibility. So people outside of development teams do not really have a chance to see what's going on and be involved. And this lack of visibility, transparency, and control might become a problem in the future. So this is the point where you might want to consider a governance tool, especially if it's getting more complex and newer AI solutions are introduced. And that's why I brought you today to introduce to you Watson X governance. So Watson X governance is a tool that works as a governance layer. You can put it into basically every infrastructure, cloud, hybrid, on-prem. All of this is possible, and it allows you to define your own workflows, something like approval processes or documentation requirements, while tracking models, metrics, and risk along the way. So it basically allows you to build a unified platform for your whole AI's life cycle, everything from model experimentation, versioning, development, deployment, and all along the risk cycle according to the risk catalog of the EU AI Act, but also your internal policies. So in summary, this is a tool that does documentation, reporting, risk analysis. You can define your own workflows, and it basically is integratable into every infrastructure by using REST APIs or Java APIs. And with it, Jürgen and his colleagues will be able to track WINNI's next step and get her from puberty into adolescence, and also all future brothers and sisters, I hope.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Adolescence. Next one. Any questions from the audience? Okay. I have one. I mean, Eileen, you have been instrumental in over 30 major enterprise AI projects in Germany, assuming it's always about human-centered technology. How do you measure the success rate with these tools?
With one tool, or?
Well, let's say it differently. The change management initiatives. Mm-hmm. How do you really measure the success that this actually really helped in the change process, that people not just said, oh yeah, it's fun, but also integrated that. Also, there was a real change.
That is a really hard question. It's really qualitative. I think it's a little bit like, Jürgen, you already said that people are starting talking about it. The more people start talking about what is implemented and actually do it by themselves instead of just being pushed to use new tools, the more you are sure they actually want to use it.
Mm-hmm. And that also helps you then with the next project to basically sell the next project saying, oh, WINNI was successful, everybody wants to use it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions otherwise? Nobody wants. That's all right, because we are really good in time. And well, then I would say round of applause for Jürgen Brinkmann and Eileen Neumann. Thank you so much.